The first solution we want to look at is how we can use a graph to find the roots. Now, this method has its limitations, but it's a good way to start. It's an approximate process, and many times I use this as a starting step even when I'm going to need more detail and use one of the iterative methods that we'll discuss later. You'll also see that as we go through this process that I'm going to start zoomed way out on the graph, and I want to zoom in after the fact so that I can see my solutions better. So let's go through a simple example here graphically. Let's say we want to find all the real roots to negative 2x squared plus 4. Well, my first step would be then to create a graph of it. Well, that involves plotting the xy data and then telling it to create a graph. If I just do this by default, notice I just picked some values to start with. I went from negative 10 to positive 10. That's usually kind of where I start when I don't know a lot about the equation. And from there I can usually get a quick picture of it and see whether I need to extend my range further or not. In this case I can see that I do have two roots. It does cross the axis, but I can't see my results very well. So I'm going to use the techniques we talked about last period, where I'm going to take that box, if you will, that blue box, and narrow it in on the roots. So what I want to look for here is where it crosses the axis. Up here on line 10 and 11 I can see it crosses there, and between lines 13 and 14 I can see it crosses here. So if I zoom that in, this is what my result is. Now this is close enough. I would probably estimate my root here is about negative 1.4, and on the other side approximately positive 1.4. So this is how we can use a graph to estimate the roots.